Welcome to Gender Chronicles.
I'm a strong, independent woman that doesn't need no man, okay? I just want one, because they're kind of cute and they smell good sometimes and they pick up heavy things, like me.
We got women out here can't find a man because they acting like him. You are alpha. Now the alphas all want these subservient husbands. You can't have one.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will reflect on the ugly and the grotesque about the mockery of manhood and womanhood in modern society. All right, let us begin. Ladies and gentlemen, do you recall a time when men knew what women were and women knew what men were? Not because society had whispered sweet lies to them, but because the rhythms of the world insisted upon it. There was a time when the old man on the corner could watch the young boys running wild in the street and say, "That one will grow into a strong man." And when the old woman in the kitchen with flour on her hands could smile at a little girl and say, "That one will make a fine woman." But times have changed, or at least that is the song they sing. And what they have called progress has turned men into ghosts and women into monstrous imitations of what they think a man should be. The modern woman, in her newfound masculinity, is not a man. She is a caricature of a man. The same way a minstrel show was never a real reflection of the people it mocked. She is an exaggeration, a grotesque performance of masculinity. The same way a fool puts on the king's robes and believes himself royal. But if she has become a man, then why, I ask, does she hate the man she has become? The caricature begins with the pose. She does not walk, she strides. She does not speak, she announces. She is the main character in a world that never asked for her performance. She believes that power is loudness, that strength is aggression, that leadership is domination. She is the man she imagines from the pages of feminist literature, the oppressive, brutish figure who takes what he wants without apology. But she does not realize that this man never truly existed. She has taken on the mannerisms of the tyrant, not the king. She plays the conqueror, but her victories are hollow. She builds nothing. She only takes. She is the feminist warrior, the boss, the girl boss, the independent woman who don't need no man. But watch how quickly she shrivels when there is no man to measure herself against. She is the boss at work, the loudest voice in the room, the one who tells men what to do with the arrogance of someone who has never built anything of her own. But she is also the woman crying in her car after work, drowning in the weight of her choices, unable to admit that her pursuit of power has left her utterly alone. She tells herself that she is strong, but strength is not the ability to argue in a boardroom. Strength is not the ability to demand what one has not earned. Strength is the ability to suffer, to endure, to build, to protect. She tells herself that she is free, but freedom is not the absence of responsibility. A man is free not because he does what he wants, but because he carries the burden of the world on his shoulders and does not break beneath it. What the modern woman calls strength is simply defiance. What she calls power is simply noise. What she calls independence is simply loneliness. The caricature continues with her relationships, or more accurately, her inability to form them. She has been told over and over that a woman needs a man like a fish, needs a bicycle, but she spends her nights scrolling through her phone, searching for something, anything, that will make her feel wanted. She does not know how to love, because love requires vulnerability, and vulnerability is weakness. She does not know how to submit, because submission is oppression. She does not know how to build with a man, because she has been told that men are obstacles, not partners. And so she chases men who remind her of herself. Weak men, passive men, men who will not challenge her. And when she finds them, she despises them. She says they are not real men, but they are merely the male version of herself. And when she meets a strong man, a man who has not forgotten what it means to be a man, she hates him even more. She calls him toxic. She calls him oppressive. She calls him fragile. But in her darkest moments, she knows the truth. She is afraid of him because she knows she can never be him. The caricature is most evident in the way she ages. Because time, you see, is not kind to a woman who has spent her life playing at being a man. A man, if he has lived well, becomes more powerful with age. His wisdom deepens. His wealth grows. His presence becomes heavier, more respected. He moves through the world with the weight of everything he has built, and the world takes notice. But the woman who has spent her youth rejecting womanhood finds that time is her greatest enemy. The body she once used as currency devalues. The power she wielded, the power of youth, of beauty, of novelty, fades. And what remains? A woman without warmth, a woman without family, a woman with nothing to offer but stories of her old self. And so she becomes bitter. She writes long essays about how men are weak, how men cannot handle strong women, how men are intimidated by her. But what she is really saying is, I have wasted my life playing a role I was never meant to play, and now the curtain is closing, and I've forgotten how to be anything else. It is a tragedy, really. Because the modern woman was not supposed to become this. Feminism told her she would be free. Instead, she has become a slave to an identity that does not fit her. Feminism told her she would be strong. Instead, she has become brittle, unable to bend without breaking. Feminism told her she would be happy. Instead, she is angry, always searching for someone to blame, never realizing that she was the one who picked up the mask, the one who put on the costume, the one who turned herself into a caricature. She wanted to be a man, but she never learned what it meant to be one. And now she finds that she cannot be a woman either. The tragedy of the caricature is that it was never real to begin with. It was always an illusion, a distortion, a grotesque performance of something that was meant to be noble. And so she stands now, at the end of her play, looking out into the audience, waiting for applause that will never come. So what do you think? If you found this video insightful, drop us a comment, like, share and subscribe, and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for watching.